to my channel. Today I want to talk about how you able to look at the universe and know there's a creator, there's a mind behind it. There's a mind that created all things. Therefore, that mind has to be from a all-knowing, all-powerful, all-great, everywhere creator. And this is how you look at this is how you know. Okay, so how do you know? Like when you look at a tree, or when you look at a rock, or when you look at a grass, you ever dug deep and asked the questions, why is it behave the way it behaved? Like a rock, it behaved the way it behaved. A tree, it behaved the way it behaved. A grass, it behaved the way it behaved. Everything around us, all the natural part of the nature that we can see all around us. And how do we know that it is the way it behaved? How do you know that it behaved? And how you can, okay, so now you can examine that by looking back at our own creations. Like when we take the tree and we created a table, okay, from the wood, and then we created a chair to sit on, a table we can put food on, and either use it for kids to study on or for us to do our work on. And then we created like chopsticks, silverware, things like that we use for dinner, for cooking, for everything, for our everyday use. So when we look at it, the chair and the table, it's the same material, right? But it behaves differently. Okay, a table is designed for to study, to cook, to eat, to do all the things that preparations that we do for our work, whether it's cooking or whether it's studying, whether it's for work. Okay, so the table has a different uses than the chair. The chair is for us to sit on, to relax, to do things that we can sit down to do. Okay, so we can look at it and we know that there's a mind behind the table and a chair. We know that because we did it. We created those things. Like a pair of chopsticks, it has a different usage. A spoon, a silverware, a utensil, dishes, plates, bowls, pencil, tools that we use to make things. So all these things has different use, and we know there's a mind behind it because we created it. Okay, so now we can examine nature. We can look at a rock, and we can look at a tree, and we can look at sand. We can look at leaf. We can look at all the different things in nature that are different. Okay, and it has a different usage for it. All those things, like metals, stainless steels, all those material. We know they're different. We know we have a different usage for those things. Okay, so now we can realize that there's a mind behind that as well. We use rock to build foundations for the house. We use rocks to build buildings and all kinds of things that we use, right? And then we use wood to build the outside of the house, the fence and things like that, the structure of the house. We use aluminums, we use shingles to build the roofing. We use siding material, vinyls. We use ceramic to build the floors, or maybe the kitchen and things like that. All different usage. There's a mind behind it. Okay, we know that. We can look at it. We know there's a mind behind it. Therefore, we know there's a creator that has a mind, because a mind is not by itself. It doesn't exist without a being. A being with a mind, and this being has to be very, very intelligent, because look at the whole entire universe. It is enormous. It is so far. I mean, we are human, so limited. We are unable to even understand what's at the bottom of the oceans, or what's on the surface of the on the surface of the Pluto or other planet, etc., etc., etc. So that is if you look and look into the universe, it's so far, so far, so big, so enormous, right? And we know this creator has to be that enormous. It has to be that big. I mean, he's so big. He owned the whole universe. He's that powerful. We has to be, because we know. I mean, like these things didn't come from nothing. It didn't come out of the Big Bang, because the Big Bang is like a according to science, like magic. It came out of nothing. It came out of this infinitely tiny pinhead of a needle, infinitely smaller than the head of a needle. That is crazy. The whole universe came out of that. Like the whole universe fit inside of that. Yeah, us, the whole earth and everything inside a pinprick. If you rewind time, if you go back, if you reverse time, you will see that the whole universe, it's rewind back into a tiny little pinhead. And that's what science is saying. It exploded outside from that pinhead and into the universe, and here we are. Everything in it, all intelligent, all material, all time, space, and matter. Everything that we look out in the universe inside a tiny pinhead. So if we can give that to, if science can call that a Big Bang, and kind of pour a curtain over our eyes and say that is a magician, pulling a rabbit out of a hat, kind of deal. That's the way they want us to believe, and yet they call it science and facts and all that that they see. But in fact, they really describe God's creation. When God said in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Okay, and that's how it happened. He created the heaven, which is matters, heaven and earth matter, and then there's time and space between there. Okay, so he created time and space, and he created space, time, and matter. So all those three things that happened in the beginning, that's described in the Bible. That is exactly what happened. God created it, and this is who I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. He did this, and his and all that we see in the universe came out into existence. He claimed us. Okay, this is his word, and he proved it with the Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin shows his supernatural power over the natural world that we are in. So it's very important that I recommend everybody to go ahead and go look at the Shroud of Turin again. And, you know, look at the on YouTube. You can look up those videos, and you can gather all the evidence that science spoke about it. Now, there's going to be plenty of lies about that too, because there are a lot of unbelievers who lies about it. Okay, so you can verify what's true or what is a lie, and you can go to shroud.com. And if it comes out of the mouth of the scientist that works on the data, then you can believe it. Okay, but if it comes out of the people that unbelieve it and they didn't work on the data because they didn't want to believe it, well, that's a lie. Okay, it's very simple as that. You can go and verify the real data on shroud.com. Okay, and you should do that, because if you don't do that before you die, you're gonna meet God. And on the other, at that point, He's not going to save you. He only saves you here on earth. Okay, the time that you have here on earth, this is it. He's only saving you here. But if you don't look for Him here, He's not gonna care for you on the other side, because you rejected Him. You rejected all His evidence, and you rejected all the things that He presented to you. Okay. So He's not going to twist your arms, your legs, your elbows, your knees, and things like that to make you believe. But you're going to have to do your diligence. You're going to have to look at the data. You're going to have to look at the evidence that all of us true Christian, that speaks about Him. Okay, so please spend the time, take a look at it. Okay, and presenting you the real evidence. Okay, I mean, be willing to be open mind, open heart, open soul, open spirit, open eyes, open ears. Look at the real evidence, examine the real evidence, and be honest with yourself. That's the key. Be honest. Okay, the evidence are presented before you, and if you choose to accept a lie, then that's your own fault. Okay, so God bless you. I pray that you receive it. I pray that you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one. God bless you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.